Welcome back. So we provided sudo access to the Navin user account. So now Navin can able to execute all the commands as a root user. So he can reboot the server, he can create a user account, or he can install the software, or he can change the settings of the networking, he can change the configuration, anything he can do. So all this is possible just because we added Navin user account inside the sudo group. So again, let's go and open that vi sudo. So let's open that vi sudo and try to add another user account for the sudo access. So for that, I'm connecting as a root user account and I open in another session as a root account. And as I said, you need to use vi sudo and execute it. So always remember, whenever we open vi sudo to edit the etc sudo's file, sometimes it may open with the vi editor, or sometimes it may use the nano editor. So those who are not familiar with the nano editor, you don't need to worry. I'll just tell you how to come out of this file or how to save this file. Okay, so as of now, we just go down to this last lines. So as I said, this is the group, sudo group, which having all the permissions. So in the previous session, we added Navin inside this sudo's group so that he can able to get the sudo privileges. So we no need to add users into the sudo. If you want, you can create a new group, and in that new group also you can add users, and that group you can define it here. Let's say I want to add Oracle DBA as a new group. So I'll create new group Oracle DBA and I'll mention the same like sudo, like sudo group all equal to all. So this way I can add Oracle DBA group also over here. So whatever the user accounts we add inside this Oracle DBA, so those user accounts will also get the sudo access. So as of now I did not create any Oracle DBA group, but just I'm giving an example. So in this way also we can provide it. And one more important thing is, so right now I'm using the Ubuntu flavor. So if you are using Red Hat or CentOS, there might be you can see as a wheel group. So you might see group called wheel. So something similar to this, if you are creating the VM of Red Hat or CentOS, so you can able to see wheel group. For Ubuntu Debian, you can able to see sudo group. So you need to just go into the etc group file and check whether wheel group is available. If you see this wheel is defined inside this sudo's file. And now if you don't want to add inside the any of the groups, whether it may be sudo group or any customized group, if you don't want to add a user directly, also you can add a user inside this etc sudo's file. So below this root you can just able to add that user. So I'm going to add a Rajesh user over here, and all equal to the same whatever is for the root, I'm going to give the same. So this way I'm going to add Rajesh as a user. So now Rajesh will also going to get sudo privileges. He can also do same like a root. So now I'm going to save it. So how to save this? So if you see here, write out. So here just press Ctrl O. You can press Ctrl O and then just hit enter and then just come out, exit. This is the exit. So again Ctrl X. So now the file has been modified. If you want to see, just go to the etc sudo's file and you can able to see Rajesh has been added into the sudo's file. So now let's test with the Rajesh user account. So Rajesh, as of now in another shell, I connected with the Rajesh user account to the same machine and this machine. So now if I try to do user add, user 5 or user 6, I cannot able to execute it, or maybe apt update. So this is going to get latest updates, whether any latest packages are available. So this is also not able to execute. So like this, he cannot able to execute any commands, just he can create a file, he can delete a file of his own files. So apart from that, he cannot modify anything in the OS level. But we already added this user into the sudo's file. So only thing is now he need to use sudo command. So any command he want to execute, like OS level commands, super privileges commands, then he should use sudo before the command. So now the same user add user 6, and before that user add I'll just use add user command for Ubuntu. So now it is asking for the password. Now it is creating user account and it is asking for the password for user 6. So what is the password for user 6? So I'm just giving password for user 6, and then it is asking details. These are not important. Then it's done. So now Rajesh can also able to create the user account, and he can able to check the updates also, like apt update was failing before, and now we need to use sudo apt update, and this way you can see is not getting any error. So Rajesh also become as a sudo user, so he is going to get root privileges to execute any command. But it doesn't look good, or it's not a good practice to provide the complete access to a user accounts. So we want to give any specific command to a user. Like for example, Rajesh should use only user command to create user accounts. Apart from that, he should not have privileges like reboot or any other commands. He should not have access. So he should do only user command. So only he should create user accounts, or else he should use only apt command. So apt is to install the packages, delete the packages, or updating the packages. But we want to give any specific command option. So how to do that? So let's go back again to the sudo's file. So I connected as a root in the next connected as a root in the another session. So now again I'll do vi sudo. So now what we can do here, so for Rajesh, instead of all here where the command section is there, this is a command section. So here we can use the command. So before that, first of all, we should give the full path of the command. So to know, let's come out of this, or like I'll go to the another session where Rajesh session was running. So now here I'll just execute which user add. So we can know the path of the command. It is usr has been user add. This is the path of the command. So I can use this command, and here I'm going to provide that command usr has been user add, or maybe I'll check with the which add user. This is also same, usr has been add user. So I'll give usr has been add user. I removed all. So this section is for commands, all commands. So I removed all for Rajesh, and I am provided only this specific command. So Rajesh can able to execute add user command, but he cannot able to execute other commands. So let's try this. Now save, again control O and hit enter. Now control X, come out. So it is done. Now let's see, Rajesh, previously you could able to execute apt update command, right? So now let's see whether he can able to execute sudo apt update. See, he cannot able to execute. Sorry, user Rajesh is not allowed to execute user bin apt, means apt command is not able to execute as root on this one. So previously he could able to access apt command, but now he cannot able to access because we removed all for the commands and we specified only specific command. Now with the same sudo option, whether we'll see whether he can able to access or create user account. Add user 8. Now it is asking for the password. I'm providing the password for the user. So now these details are not required. This is how he can able to create a user account, which means the user Rajesh can able to execute only add user. Now again I'll go and I'll remove add user and again I'll give him apt command. So to provide that, I'll just check what is the path for the apt command. So usr bin apt. So this I'll change it. Now I using another session as a root. So I'll open here vi sudo and I'll go down. So instead of usr has been add user, I'll remove it and then and I'll add apt command. Okay, so this is a command I added and I removed user add. Now again I'll come out of this file, control O and hit enter and control X. That's it. Now again I'll go to the Rajesh session here. Now sudo add user user9. See, user Rajesh is not allowed to execute add user because we removed add user. We provided only apt command. Now he can able to execute apt command sudo apt update. So it's checking latest updates in the repositories and it's showing these are the information. So it did not get any errors. So this is how we can able to provide specific commands to the user account in the sudoers file. So instead of providing complete sudo access to a users, it's a best practice whatever the commands are required to a user, only those commands we can provide access to the user so that that specific user can able to access only those specific commands which are mentioned inside the sudoers file. So this is about the sudo and su. Bye for now. We'll meet in the next video.